Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah, and this is Aneesa. And Aneesa has kindly offered some of her time to share a little bit about her experience with the 90-Day Awakening and Empowerment Program. Hi, Aneesa. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
Awesome. Thank you. So, first of all, thanks for taking the time to do this with me. I think that it's very helpful when we share our stories because maybe they help inspire others to take that leap of faith that you took a few months ago with me. So, why don't we start at the beginning? How did you find me?
I found you after lots of desperate Google searches on basically how to get out of a funk. Like, I didn't feel like myself. 2020 beat me down pretty good, and I was just like desperate for anything. So I started just kind of, I don't know, a little bit of intuition, I guess. I started looking for like energy healing a little bit, and so I touched with Reiki for you with your Reiki. And then after kind of going through your website and reading about the 90-day program, it was like, this is what I need. Like, this is what I've been looking for. So I really think a little bit of intuition and desperation led me to
That's the perfect combination.
you.
Okay, so now you get on the phone with me and we're talking and we're going through what it's actually going to take, the investment and the time that you're going to have to invest. And what was that like for you? Like, how scary was it? What was the hesitation about working with me? Like, is this going to work for me? Like, what was going through your head when I was asking you to take that leap of faith?
Um, First of all, it was coming into that phone call with you and just like feeling your presence. It was just like an instant relief almost. And just being able to talk to someone who really, really listened and really, you could tell just from like the second I got on the call with you, like you were there, you were invested, and you were like there for me. And so, it was really easy to kind of talk to you and open up to you in the beginning. And I think my biggest hesitation, personally, finances were a big thing. I remember, like I said, 2020, I'm a small business owner. Like, I haven't had an income for almost a year when I'd found you. And like, taking that extra financial leap was terrifying in the moment. And I'm so glad that I took the leap and did it, because I don't, just like the universe opened up after that happened, and it's amazing. Like, it's amazing.
And I have these interviews because what happens is so hard to explain, right? Like you're literally at a loss for words. So let's take it one step at a time. So you start going to some of my yoga classes. We start doing one-on-one coaching. You start going to some of the group coaching calls at some point that I added. What was your experience throughout the process? How did you feel every time that you would show up to a call or every time you would show up to a class? What would happen?
I so looked forward to our calls. Like, they were very grounding for me, and just the knowledge and wisdom like that you gave, um it's really applicable for everyday life. And just kind of, I don't know, it's like learning to really put yourself first, to like make sure that your cup's full so you can do stuff for everybody else around you. And like, it's almost taught out of us. And so really getting back to those roots, and like really making sure that you're being taken care of, and really like, I don't know, working with you and having that third person perspective of just neutral, like, perspective, and when to call me on my stuff and when to, push me to take those leaps. And, it's kind of like your own little Jiminy Cricket. You're like a little Jiminy Cricket, like on the shoulder, but it's just like amazing.
That's a new one. I've been called a lot of things. That's a new one. So Okay, so now you make yourself a priority. You start doing what you need to do. You get your shadow self in check to make sure that you are just bringing it to the light and working on transforming it. So then what happens at home? What happens at work when you begin to do this?
So there was probably a like 3 week period of just kind of like chaos. Everything's up in the air. You're kind of uprooting like all of these things that have been taught into you, and it's the only thing you know, and it's really scary. And all of a sudden, you're kind of going through this, and you're like, God, like, what am I doing? Like, is this right? Is this normal? Should I be experiencing this? Like, everyone's mad at me all the time. Like, what's going on? And then it's kind of like something clicks, and it's just everything starts aligning. Like, you have more energy to get through your day. Like, I have two little kids, and it's like I'm not frustrated with them all the time. I'm actually like seeing them for who they are instead of their emotions. And just, I don't, it was a very chaotic beginning to a beautiful journey.
And it always is. And this is why I work on this 90-day journeys, right? Because in order for true healing to occur, we have to kind of pop up the hood and say, okay, what is it? Because the dysfunction is not there for no reason. The dysfunction is there for a reason. The suffering, the pain, the anxiety, the depression, the frustration, the anger, whatever the heck it is, everybody has some sort of different level of dysfunction. It's there because of what's going on underneath. And in order to heal for real and get to that true place of peace, there is no other way but through. And I think that's one of the things that makes me different from other teachers, the fact that I don't sugarcoat, I don't pretend, I don't surface level nothing, because it's not going to get us to where we need to go. Could you have done this on your own?
No, I don't
You,
think especially in the beginning, I didn't have the perspective or the tools. Like, I feel like maybe I could have had like a couple breakthroughs here and there, but like to really kind of have that whole life overhaul and get that like perspective and really that grounding again, like, I don't think, no, I couldn't have done it. Not on my own.
And what would you say to someone who is actually looking to do this program? They've been watching me on Facebook, they've been seeing some of my stuff that I send, and they're still on the fence because they're not sure if this is going to work for them. Like, what would you say to someone who's like doubting?
I would say to take the leap and to like go full force in, and like really, Sarah talks a lot about like you get out what you put in. I 100, like, you will really, like, you'll get that return on your investment that you're getting. You're going to get back more than that. You're going to get like control of your life back a little bit. And I like understanding and just all of these amazing clarity, intuition, everything. Like, it's totally worth it. I would take that leap 100 times again.
Uh, and actually, you just took another leap with me, right? So now let me ask you this. So now here you are, 90 days. You are exactly where you dreamed you could be, probably even better than you thought you could be, right? And yet you still choose to keep going. Why?
Honestly, just like I'm excited to see like where, like, what's the next level, like where's this journey gonna go, like what else does life have in store with journeying with you. And I'm so open and excited for the possibilities.
Yeah, because to me, one of the things people do find me a lot of times when they're in a place of suffering. And I can very easily, well, maybe not easily, but I can certainly get them out of suffering, right? Into a place of just equanimity and peace. But I always tell my students it's not just about not suffering anymore.
Mm-mm.
Like, what if you could thrive? What if you could fly? What if you could just live life fully and wholeheartedly and serve and enjoy and have fun and love and like keep it all you have? And that's kind of what I see you doing nowadays with a couple of little projects that you have going on. It's like you are now unstoppable because you feel so grounded and so safe and so clear.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. And I'm just, like I said, like, I'm just seeing where this next level of the journey, like there's nothing like seeing where that potential is going to go, and just, I don't know, making that investment in myself and in with you. And yeah, it's a really, I think, a good symbiotic relationship. And
I always appreciate my students that come because I'm only a teacher if I have students, right? And I get to teach because I've been blessed to receive so much that at some point you just want to share it and shout it off the rooftops. And that's kind of why I do what I do. And because I get to do that, then I get to continue to rise. I can't just let this energy stop with me and just sit and go do nothing with it. It has to flow through. And I think that's maybe part of the reason that you're doing the yoga teacher training too. It's like, okay, now that we know what this is like, how do we get as many people up here as possible?
Yeah. And sharing that knowledge with the masses. It's exciting.
It's exciting. All right, Aneesa, thank you so much for coming live with me today to share your story of healing and excitement and joy and peace. I thank you so much for choosing me to help you in your journey in the past, present, and future.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.